Hello and welcome to a very special Climbing Daily. Today is our 1000th episode, which is a massive achievement and a milestone for us. So we've come to a field just outside of Chamonix to look back at a few of our best and worst moments and chat to someone pretty special. So here we are. This is the special guest. I'm sorry if I made it sound like a pro climber. It's not, but it is Hugo Pilcher.
Just me.
Just you, mate.
Yeah.
Welcome to the field.
Thank you. It's a lovely field.
So
beautiful.
For people who don't know who you are the man often behind a camera.
Yep.
Sometimes editing. And you are the guy who came up with the initial idea for Climbing Daily. You were there right at the birth.
Yeah.
Of Climbing Daily.
Indeed. Yeah. Early on, it was we kind of weren't sure what we wanted to do, but we knew we wanted to do something kind of newsy based around climbing. And then the kind of idea of like a kind of daily show came about, just like kind of putting stuff out there the whole time. And I think these days, if you want to get something rolling, you need to like be creating a lot of content. So we were like, let's just do something really quick, relatively easy, but let's just put it out every day.
It was a brave move to put it out every day. Did you not think like every other day?
Well, no, I think
Weekly.
that was what, yeah, we probably should have in the early days, because I remember our first presenter, Jack Geldard, I'd have to like call him up and be like, right, let's shoot, let's organize the stuff, let's organize the shooting, like what we're going to do. Every now and then I wouldn't hear from him for about 3 weeks. So that initial kind of plan to go daily didn't quite work. And then he'd like appear like 3 weeks later and be like, sorry about that, Hugo, I've just been away in Spain for 3 weeks on a climbing holiday.
And Jack's could have moved on from that. He used to sort of run UKC and is now becoming a mountain guide.
Yeah.
So he was your first proper presenter?
He was the first proper presenter, yeah. So he, we used to shoot like little segments in the studio up in Chamonix, which we used to have, and it would just be kind of news. It'd be like, what's going on? He'd do a bit of research, we get some photos together, put together like a 2 or 3 minute show, a couple of stories, that'd be it.
Hi, I'm Jack Geldard. Welcome to EpicTV Climbing Daily. Today we're on a journey from massive crumbling sea cliffs in Scotland through to perfect granite blocks of Switzerland. Last week we reported that British climbers Ben Bransby and James McAfee have repeated Dave McLeod's The Long Hope route on Hoy in Scotland. This massive sandstone sea cliff is a really hard route. What's interesting now is Ben Bransby has just released a GoPro video from their ascent. It's pretty interesting stuff. You can see it's basically awful rock, horrible seagulls, crawling around on ledges and vomit. Typically British.
And then moving on from Jack as the show progressed, there was a need to sort of come out of that studio and start going sort of on location a bit more and start speaking to people.
Yeah.
Where was the moment where that changed from in the studio to outside?
I think probably it was the Uli Steck interview with Charlie, because we didn't really do too many interviews with Jack. We did a couple, but hadn't quite got format. And then we went and shot with Uli in his house. It just worked really well as like a 4-part kind of interview. It was really popular, it was Uli. So it kind of gave us the idea that like those kind of interviews would work.
I've come to the town of Riggenberg to meet Uli Steck after his historic ascent of Annapurna.
Charlie, are you good? You?
And at that point in the Climbing Daily sort of world, were you running around doing everything? Were you producing it, filming it, editing it?
Pretty much, yeah. So I mean, like, I think definitely always a presenter. I always like the presenter's climbing knowledge has always been better than mine. My climbing knowledge has kind of grown throughout the years, but initially I was more kind of like technical, kind of like cameraman and the editor, and then they'd bring the knowledge kind of thing. But as time has gone on, it's kind of like evolved, and I've kind of been able to get more kind of input into the climbing side of things. But definitely Jack, obviously being UK climbing editor, was super knowledgeable about everything, and then Charlie as well was really good. So I kind of let those guys...
Gone downhill from then.
Yeah, yeah, and then obviously after that it's kind of been a struggle.
Yeah, yeah. Talking about Charlie, we got him on the phone the other day, and then the Skype interview didn't work. So he filmed himself, giving a bit of a sort of his Climbing Daily history. So we'll chuck to Charlie.
Okay.
Hi, welcome to the show. Hi, my name is Charlie Bosco. I was the Climbing Daily presenter for about 2 years, and I think that encompassed about 400 shows. I can't actually remember what my first shoot for Climbing Daily was, which is quite bad maybe, but one of the first ones we did in my very first week, we went to Uli Steck's house to interview him just after he got back from Annapurna, and I remember being really stressed about it because I'd done a bit of presenting, but multi-camera interviews and how to conduct an interview with someone, especially when it's Uli Steck, just after this massive climb in Annapurna, was really nerve-wracking, and he couldn't have been more supportive. And you can see on the pictures of the face, you climb quite a relatively gentle snow slope, and then there's the big head wall. So when did you decide that you were just going to go for it? You're going to go all the way to the top?
My idea was just go as long as I can, and then maybe in the night the wind drops again like the night before. That was my hope. I tried to find a spot where I can set up my tent. I didn't find there, so I had to descend again a couple hundred meters, and then I found a crevasse. There was like my biggest mistake there. I wanted to take a picture of the head wall, so I took off my down gloves. I hang the glove on my ice axe, and I wanted to take my camera, and she was like, the cordlet was too short, so I unclipped it, and my camera, and at this moment like a spindrift hit me. And I was like, whoa, and just grabbing the ice axes, camera was gone, and also the down glove, I was like, I remember he just hit here, I was like, oh, should I grab it? No, I have to do, and it was gone. It's like, fuck.
Obviously, presenting Climbing Daily is one of the best jobs you can have, but it's not always easy. When we went to events, you never seem to eat right, you never seem to get enough sleep, you're always on the go, you're always 5 minutes late for everything. It can be quite stressful, but there was certainly no point where I thought about just jacking it all in and doing something else. I mean, you're going to the best events in the world, meeting the world's best climbers, doing interviews in beautiful places. No complaints. Never ever thought about jacking it all in. Just seen this lag board. Now they've got a bit of a challenge, the hanging challenge, and the record was set by Ramonet. It's at 2 minutes 44 seconds. I thought to finish the show I'd have a quick go myself, and it will be a quick go. Ready? These days I'm the presenter and commentator for the IFSC, who run the Sport Climbing World Cups, and we're getting ready to go to the Olympics in Tokyo in 2020. It's quite different from Climbing Daily. It's live for a start. The highlights reel of me making mistakes for my links on Climbing Daily is quite amusing. I think Hugo's got it on a hard drive somewhere. No chance of doing that now, it's all live. So that's been quite a big change. I'm away a lot. I was away about 150 days last year. So it's a bit of a different lifestyle, but I absolutely love it, and it wouldn't have happened without EpicTV and particularly Hugo. Good evening and welcome to the shores of Lake Garda. I'm Charlie Bosco, alongside me as ever Mike Langley, and tonight very special guest Sasha Gale, and we're live in Arco. I think the future of Climbing Daily will be really interesting. Matt has really taken the show on to another level, but it's so hard to produce daily content. I remember in autumn, October, November, there's not a lot happening generally. The weather's bad pretty much everywhere in the Northern Hemisphere. People aren't climbing much, and you have to come up with 2 good features every day to keep your audience entertained, keep them loyal, keep them coming back. It's a really hard thing to do. And as I say, Matt has really kicked the show on. As for the future of Climbing Daily, I don't know. I'm just enjoying watching it as a viewer now.
Said it's stuck. It's making me look bad. I know what you're thinking. Matt, if it went in, it's going to come out. I think that too. How did he do it? I think we might have a new feature on the route.
Do you like lift it up at a funny angle?
I am trying. It's not my fault. Okay, I'm in the slot.
Hey, good effort.
The one thing I want to say about Climbing Daily is that Hugo deserves most of, if not all, the credit for it. He was there at the very start for Climbing Daily #1. He's still there 1,000 episodes later. He works unbelievably hard. If you go to an event, he never stops working. If you watch an intro to an event and there's lots of nice B-roll and views, Hugo will have hiked up a hill to get those shots for you. If you're watching an interview and there's lots of multi-camera angles and it's really nice to watch, that's Hugo's hard work. When I was at EpicTV, he had loads of jobs, but he still managed to film Climbing Daily, edit it, and be a driving force behind it. So if you've enjoyed Climbing Daily over the last 1,000 episodes, you owe Hugo a bit.
It's so awesome out here. This is amazing. And the snow is great. I mean, this is like a textbook rad powder day if you were a skier. And we have some sun and like this view. It's insane. It's so cool.
So we're here at the IFSC in Arco, and I found the legend that is Charlie Bosco, who used to have my job, in fact.
And did it a lot better.
I'd say you had a style, a certain way of doing it. I feel like I've improved, but you know.
Put your comments underneath the video, Twitter, let us know what you think. Let's have some sort of voting system.
Matt versus Charlie, the revenge.